Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, who came to us in the persons of Master Fard Muhammad. And I bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is indeed thine exalted Christ. And I furthermore indeed bear witness that the national representative of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And these names I greet you in the nation greeted words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language of Assalamu alaikum. All praises are due to Allah. As always, family, on behalf of Brother Albert Muhammad and the Let Us Make Man family, as always, family, we thank you for taking your time to watch the videos, to read our posts, to support our efforts in the plight of the black community. As always, family, I'd like to just take a few minutes of your time. I truly try not to make these videos long, drawn out, because after a period of time, you just get bored or tired of it. However, I want to say that as long as Tommy Sotomayor exists, and as long as he continue to disrespect the whole of black people, I will be on him, as we said in the old days, like white on rice. Number one, Chicago is not alone, right? Number two, respect black Chicago, right? In light of the incident that occurred with our young brother, Anthony Perkins, that was video going live on Facebook, and he was just shooting a simple video live on Facebook. The young brother was gunned down. He left 3 boys. This is the second incident that occurred in Chicago. However, again, Chicago is not alone. The small percentage of our people that tends to act other than themselves, conduct themselves like savages in the pursuit of happiness, does not represent the whole of black Chicago. I myself personally has visited Chicago on a number of different occasions, right? I've been on the north side, the west side, the south side of Chicago. And to literally go live and disrespect the whole of black people in Chicago is insane. As if to say these crimes are not taking place anywhere else other than in Chicago. Now we grant and we give that these incidents have to be answered to and held accountable. But let me share something with you, Tommy Sotomayor, right? 5% of black America are concerned citizens. They are active. They are in community. Black men and black women are putting their lives on the line just to try and make a difference and make a change in the black community. So for you to be so disrespectful and continuously to be disrespectful, because you yourself said it in this last video, it's about the money that YouTube give you, right? Let's look at the figures for an example. On this particular video with Anthony Perkins, your numbers rated 982,427 views. 982,427 views. 5,000 likes. All that generated behind your disrespect for black America, your disrespect for black people. I call you out, Tommy Sotomayor, whatever, however you want to pronounce your name. I challenge you to meet me one-on-one, you and I, in Chicago. You pick the time, you pick the date. And when we go to Chicago, we'll go on the hardest side of Chicago, west side, south side, and I speak how I speak. You speak how you speak. Don't back down from what you say. Don't back down from your disrespect, right? And let's see what the outcome will be. Since you say that black people don't give a damn about what's going on, and we continuously blame white people or the white man for what is happening in our community, though we know they are They are just as guilty as those who are committing the crime. But that's so above you, Tommy Sotomayor. It's because your goal is to make as much profit as you can off the ignorance of a few black men and women in the ghettos of America, all across America, not just in Chicago. Back off Chicago. You don't have the heart to go anywhere in Chicago and speak the way you speak. You will speak behind your Twitter fingers or your YouTube videos, and you will say all sorts of things about Black America. But you don't have the heart to accept the challenge to go with me anywhere in Chicago. You speak the way you speak, and I will speak the way I speak. And we will see the end results. For you to sit and say that there's no activity going on from among black people or concerned, conscious black men and women in America, you're dead wrong, plus you're ludicrous. That means crazy. For example, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam has been in the streets of Chicago for over 60 years or better. The Nation of Islam is out on the front lines. For all of those who may not be familiar, the 10,000 Fearless, which consist of concerned black men and women in the communities, are out in the field, not only in Chicago, but all across America, doing their best to curtail this violence and this crime committed against black on black, one-on-one, or committed against each other. As if to say black people are the only one that's killing each other atrociously like they're reporting it. So this incident happened to be recorded on Facebook Live. This is how you got the information. Then you got the audacity to indirectly try to challenge the father of the young brother that told America, or those who was watching, his son wasn't in the gang. Whether he was in the gang or not, it's irrelevant to me. But you said, according to you, yeah, his father said he's not in the gang, but his name. Well, let me tell you something. I grew up in the hardest heart of Patterson, New Jersey. My street name was King Tamir, God Allah, firstborn. I've never been gang affiliated. I've never been associated with any gangs. And do you think the little gangs or quote unquote labels that we give our young brothers and sisters in the ghettos of America are the real gangsters? Are the real gangsters? No, sir. This is misplaced hate. They're not gangsters. This is misplaced hate. These are organizations that we can put together, or we're working hard to put together, to curtail this hatred and this violence against one another. Right? But black men like you will hide behind your computer board or your Twitter fingers and disrespect the whole of black people with some of the most ignorant comments that could be made. But it's profitable. See, again, that 982,427 hits that you get. See, that means 982,427 people like what you said or hit it what you said. Then 5,000 liked it because you were so disrespectful towards black people. We're not saying that black on black crime doesn't exist. We're not saying that black on black crime is not a problem. But for you to say that there's no one really addressing the black on black crime, where's the Black Lives Matter movement? Where's the conscious organization? They're out there, brother. They're out there. They can't be on the scene with every incident. We can't be on the scene when every incident occurs. Just like the police department. They are a responsive unit. They're not there when these incidents occur. They have to come or they respond after the fact. But the Nation of Islam and many conscious groups in the black community are out there. We're striving to make efforts before these incidents take place. But as Negroes like you, seize the opportunity, and once again, you're at it again. Seizing the opportunity that this young brother was gunned down recently on Facebook while he was doing a live video, right? And you put that and you charge the whole black Chicago for this crime. as if to say black men and women in Chicago are not striving to make a difference in their communities on the west side or on the south side of Chicago. I beg to differ with what you're saying, because I go out to Chicago. My family is in Chicago. My national headquarters is in Chicago. Them brothers and sisters I know for a fact in the Nation of Islam is on the battlefield in Chicago, putting their lives on the line just to talk to black people, while Negroes like you sit behind computer boards and disrespect the whole of black people. But you hide because you know better. And you won't accept the challenge. You won't meet me on the south side of Chicago. Just me and you. I don't need a gang of brothers with me. I got the God and the persons of Master Fard Muhammad. And I will go in Chicago with you one-on-one. You go speaking how you speak. Don't change your tone. Don't change your attitude. Don't soften up. Right? And see the outcome of it. And I'll go speak the way I normally speak, as I've been speaking throughout Black America every opportunity that Allah gives me. Right? But you think that disrespecting black people the way you are, 88 to 98% of your work on YouTube is degenerating and degrading Black America because it has become profitable to you. Somehow or another, you were able to make money off it. The death of these young brothers and sisters. You talked about the young brother out of Memphis, 13-year-old. And the way you talked about that, 13 years old, calling himself a gangster, smoking weed and carrying guns. And he's moving off of what he see. Children will move off of what they see. This is the examples that they're getting. This is what they're following. Right? But as far as Chicago is concerned, yes, we know there's a problem in Chicago, a major problem in Chicago right now. But this has been going on in Chicago for years. Before black men and women was shooting each other down, white men and women was killing each other like cannibals in Chicago during the 20s and the 40s and the 30s. Right? They were riding up and down the street, gunning each other down. Right? Oh, but I forgot. We forgot that. So the misplaced hate amongst Black America and our youth today is causing them to act in such a savage way. And the brothers and sisters that are out there, that's striving to make a difference, striving to the best of their ability to make a change. They are involved. They are active. Right? We initiated the 10,000 Fearless. You got our brothers and sisters all throughout America setting up the 10,000 Fearless headquarters in their communities, which is one in Chicago, which is set up solely to cater to the problems that we're having in the black community. Right? 10,000 Fearless consisting of black men and black women who are not getting paid to stand out on the streets and try to talk to young brothers and sisters. You don't got the heart to step out of your little square and try to talk to our brothers and sisters. Because again, it's profitable to you to be so demeaning and disrespectful. Right? This is why you get the following and support that you get. Because 90% of your supporters love to hear you degrade and degenerate and castrate black men and women. And you're doing it towards the whole of our people. You're not even basically sectionalizing those who are committing those heinous crimes. As if in white America, in little town Arkansas or Hicksville, Virginia, they don't have crime to the extreme. As if they are not killing each other and burying each other and eating each other. As if they're not killing their babies. But you don't hear about this as much as you hear about what's going on in the black community. Part of the reason about that, not too many white people are going to go live on YouTube and talk about the atrocities in their communities because they work hard to try to correct the problem and fix the problem. Right? Not too many white people are going to go live on YouTube and disrespect their women and children like a lot of black men and women do, due to the fact it is profitable to them. It is name gaining. It is recognition, reputation for them. So this is why you do what you do. Right? But again, I dare you to meet me anywhere in Chicago. You and I won't call the National House and let them know I'm coming. I'll come without them knowing, because I know that the God that I bear witness to is real, and the love that they put in the heart of the Nation of Islam and the followers of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is real. We don't go to our people disrespecting our people, shaming our people, talking down to our people, degrading to our people. We go to our people with love, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. We accept the shortcomings of our people. We accept the hardship of our peoples. We accept the craziness of our people, because our mission and our duty is to save our people. We are made saviors, not destroyers. Right? So out of the 982,427 views you got, as long as these types of people keep clicking on to the videos that you're making, you will stay in existence. But the minute those people realize that you don't have a job, your only job is profiting off of the pain of black people, especially my youth, the young people, who are heartless today, who are cold today. You don't even know how to talk about why or how did they get in that condition. What generated that? What is the cause of that? You talk about the crimes that were committed, and a lot of them is wicked. But where did this wickedness come from? But it wouldn't matter to you, because that's not what you about. What you about is profiting off the pain and the murder. So you use my little brother Anthony Perkins' situation as another opportunity to seize more support. Huh? Am I saying that black people shouldn't be held accountable for the crimes? No, sir. Of course, we should be held accountable for anything that we do, whether it's good or bad. But if we out here committing crimes and killing one another, we should be held accountable. That is what the 10,000 Field is there for, is to help our people and guide our people in the right way, that we can reduce the crime rate in the black community without going to the white man or without putting it all on the white man. There is no white man that made the shooters of this young brother pull the trigger. The trigger was pulled by those who had a level of hate in their heart for that brother. The trigger was pulled. Right? So with that being said, dear brother, my friend, Sotomayor, your run is almost over. So your continuous disrespect of black America as a whole, soon to come to an end. I will ride your coattail until it's over. Because at some point, we have to hold you Negroes accountable for what you say. Right? The family of this young brother can't even mourn their loss without you jumping on Facebook, calling Chicago the shit pot of America, something to that respect, something to that effect. No respect for the city of Chicago, but you wouldn't do that up front. You don't have the heart to walk in a community and disrespect the black people in that community. Not counting the percentage of blacks that is active in the community, those that's making a difference in the community of Chicago. These people are not talked about. These people are not mentioned. Those who are giving their lives up for trying to make a difference in their community on the south side of Chicago, on the west side of Chicago. How would I know? Because number one, my national house is in Chicago. Number two, I frequent Chicago on sometimes a regular basis whenever I get the opportunity. I love going to Chicago. Chicago is a beautiful place. The ghetto of Chicago is a beautiful place. These incidents are happening are personal incidents. These are not random shootings. These are personal incidents that's taking place. So to charge the entire black community in Chicago is wrong and is wicked and is totally unacceptable. See? But again, accept my challenge. Meet me in Chicago. Anywhere you want to go. Don't change your tone. Huh? Don't change the spewing of the venom and the hate that you spew. And try to claim to be a black man, a concerned black man. Right? With such a disrespectful mouth. Then you wonder why you get the kind of hate mails that you get. Or you wonder why you get the response from some black people that you get. I myself personally is not going to sit here and go backwards and forth using baby language with you. Because you're like a child to me, brother. Insufficient. But to sit here and just not say nothing and let you degrade the whole of black Chicago. I don't even live in Chicago. I'm in Ohio, Akron, Ohio. Fear no God but Allah. But black people in Chicago shouldn't be charged for the crimes and the actions of a few that can be brought to a halt at some point in time. Right? The Nation of Islam is out there on the battlefields. Not only the Nation of Islam, there's various groups and community activists in the city of Chicago trying their best to battle these situations that's occurring. But these are random shootings. These are people that know each other. These are people that have problems and they decide to settle their problems in that way. Which the 10,000 Feelers is set up to try and make an extreme difference, giving these people other options to resolve their conflict in terms of conflict resolutions. So don't sit here and tell us there's nothing that's going on, or the conscious community or this group or that group don't give a damn, or where we at. We wasn't there when the brother got shot. And how could we would have made a difference if the brother got shot when we were standing there? We don't carry guns as far as the Nation of Islam. So that means we would have had to took a bullet too. But many of us are willing to take that bullet to make a difference. What about you? See, you wind up taking a bullet from running your mouth. You wouldn't take a bullet for the love of black people and for trying to help black people. Many black men and women and children have died for standing up for what they believe is right. They lost their lives. For you to be that disrespectful to black men and women, especially in Chicago. Chicago is not alone in the black on black crime. But it's an excuse for individuals like yourself to seize an opportunity to continue to build this weak and wicked reputation that you established for yourself. Hate for self. You hate black people that much, and you came from a black woman and a black man, a black family. You don't hate black people. What you're doing is profiting off the pain of black people, and we need to pull your plug. It is time to pull Tommy Sotomayor plug. If you're listening to this video, pass it on. Pull this man plug. How do you pull his plug, Brother Albert? Just avoid clicking on to that garbage. No matter how interesting it may seem. Be strong. Stop clicking on to it. I ran across it by following the news, the general news. I wasn't looking for Tommy Sotomayor. Right? Exactly. Maurice V. King Maurice V. says Sotomayor hates himself. Absolutely. But what I was saying, I wasn't looking for Sotomayor. I was actually just surfing and working on another project when this incident came up with the brother being shot on Facebook Live. And who pops up? Sotomayor. Right? So, if you're listening to this video, it's time to pull not only his plug, but all these Negroes that have been using and profiting off of the death and the ignorance of black people in the black community and the hate that we have for each other. Our hate is so astronomical, you would think that the work of Dr. King, Malcolm X, Sojourner Truth, Marcus Garvey, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you would think the work of these individuals were in vain. Harriet Tubman, in 2017, the way we look and deal with each other. just to pull out a weapon and just start shooting randomly. Beating up pregnant women, jumping pregnant women. That's hate, man. When you can beat on a pregnant woman with no remorse, that's hate. But we're not the only ones that hate each other. But we're working continuously, night and day, through the Nation of Islam and various different organizations in black communities around America to stop the hate and the black on black crime. The 10,000 Fearless, which is headed up at this point by Student Captain Dennis Muhammad, is doing a hell of a job in Columbus, Ohio, and throughout various cities throughout America. Cleveland, Ohio, and all sorts of other cities. The 10,000 Fearless is making a dent. It's making a statement. You have to believe that the 10,000 Fearless will make a difference in your security. They're working night and day in Chicago. They can't stop every shooting and every incident. They can't stop the guns from coming in because they don't bring the guns in. Right? There's a lot of elements to what's going on in the black community. But that's neither here nor there. That's for a later time. I just want to simply end this by letting this individual know. Tommy Sotomayor. Your days are numbered. We're pulling your plug, man. I just need to keep our people focused. And ask our people to stop clicking on to your videos. And he'll disappear like a thief in the night. And like all them other Negroes, he'll try to squirm his way into some little black community or go to some sort of black organization to try to ask for forgiveness. But the level of hate that he has against us is unforgivable. God is forgiving and merciful, but he's also a just God. See? He's a forgiving God, but he's a just God. See? But people like Sotomayor don't believe it. He has no God. He has no soul to be that disrespectful towards black people generally. So once again, before I end this video, I challenge Thomas Sotomayor to meet me anywhere in Chicago, at any day and time, and we go inside the South Side, on the 79th, or anywhere on Hoover, anywhere in Chicago, and speak the way you speak, and I speak the way I speak, and we see what the outcome is. Every man for himself. We see what the outcome is. Since you got so much disrespectful hate towards black people in Chicago, and you charging the whole of black America in Chicago for what's happening by a few, based on misguided hate, I know you're not going to accept the challenge because you're not man enough. I know you're going to continue to hide behind your computer and continue disrespecting black men, women, and children at every opportunity that you get, at every chance that you get. We know that's exactly what you're going to do. So, with that being said, I want to thank you all that took the time to listen. But at some point, we got to stop this madness, because what happens with people like Tommy Sotomayor, as long as they're continuing to speak in such wicked and nasty, foul ways towards our people, you have, again, let me just be exact, 982,427 people that will support him. 982,427 people that clicks on this video and agrees to what he said. Whether they agree or not, actually 5,000 agree. At one point, 5,000 agreed and 1,000 disagreed to what he was saying. But that creates a problem for us who's working hard to make a difference. Because we're not only fighting against our open enemy, we're fighting against the internal enemy, the inner enemy, the enemies that look like you and I. And we're so gullible as a people because we accept everything under the sun that comes to us. But we have to draw the line now. Because Donald Trump is our last concern. That's a white people problem now. And you're going to understand that statement as time progresses. That's white people problem. Our problem is Tommy Sotomayor and people like him. I want to thank you all for taking the time to give your little brother the opportunity to come before you and share a few words of wisdom in regards to this situation. Unfortunately, the brother Anthony Perkins lost his life, and inshallah be the will of God that the police department or those who are handling this case will come to some sort of conclusion in regards to what happened in that situation. But that brother is gone. It's just that simple. That brother is gone. And one point that I will say is this to all my brothers, in particularly the African American community: if you are in any sort of gang affiliation or whatever the case may be, and you happen to go live on Facebook or whatsoever, just know, keep your eyes open and watch your back. We have to stop this hate towards each other. The Bloods and Crips originally wasn't set up for that. I don't know about the Vice Lords and all these other gangs that's out there, right? But I don't, myself personally, don't call our people gangsters. I'd rather use the term the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan taught us: street organizers, street organizations. All we have to do is get our people together and reorganize the street organizations. See, you take the titles away and you eliminate some of the madness, right? All these videos these young people are putting up now with guns and gang signs, eliminate that. We can't acknowledge that no more. We have to get them to mature. And just like any other gangster, Capone and all those Gottis and all those people, they mature as time progressed. And they pass the legacy on to their children, where they went from gangsters to judges, police officers, chiefs, prosecutors, and all sorts of officials in government. Now they run it on a higher gangster level versus what we call in our community gangsters. So let's eliminate the language. Let's change the language. Street organizers, street organizations. And let's get the right thing in the minds of our young people and get the guns out of the hands of our people who don't really need guns in their hands. Because if you get that pissed, that every little thing that pisses you off, that you want to go fire up the whole community, then obviously you're not prepared to handle a firearm. Right? Again, I thank you, family, for allowing me to share a few words of wisdom with you. But in all reality, family, I cannot let this man disrespect the whole of Black America in Chicago, or all our people, all the black people in Chicago, because the way he talked, as he said, if there's 3 blacks or more, 3 black men or more in one area, he's not gonna go. So he put that in the mind of any. Now, mind you, these videos are being aired out all over the world. So you're saying to people in Bangkok, Hong Kong, or whatever, if you see 3 black males or more in one situation, it's a dangerous situation. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Because I'm going to tell you this. I've been around many black men. We took 2 million and more to D.C. in 95. Not one act of violence. Not one. So don't tell me if you see 3 or more, it's a potential for danger. That's a white man's mind. See, Tommy Sotomayor is a white man in a nigger's body. That's what that is. A nigger is an ignorant person, and a white man is somebody who 90% of the times just hate black people for no reason. So Tommy Sotomayor is a nigger in a white man's body, an ignorant person in a white man's body that hate black people for no reason. I repeat, an ignorant person that hate black people for no reason. That's Tommy Sotomayor and all those who think like him. But family, if we run these people from amongst us and we say enough is enough, pull the plug. Stop clicking on the videos. Stop paying them any attention. And if you see them, just don't associate with them. Thank you for listening. I thank you so much, family, for allowing me the opportunity to share these few words with you. Unfortunately, family, we have serious problems in our community with black on black crime. Our problem is no greater than any other community. Ours is just more exposed. We're working diligently to try to curtail the violence in our community. You have brothers and sisters that's out, that's out in the field day and night. You have, again, the 10,000 feelers, men and women that's out in orange shirts, going into the hardest heart of the black communities, appealing to our people to put the guns down and train them on how to handle each other. So don't listen to somebody like Tommy Sotomayor who wants to say that black people ain't making no efforts to make a difference in their community. That's a lie. So again, family, thank you so much for allowing me the time to share these few words. But as long as this individual continue to spew the hate and the ignorance against our people, I will be going at it. I will be going at it. And again, I challenge Tommy Sotomayor, since you so disrespectful and you got so much hate for the black community in Chicago, to meet me in Chicago anywhere you want to meet, particularly in the heart of the hood, right? And you speak the way you speak, and I speak the way I speak. I know you're not going to accept this challenge because you know what the outcome is going to be. And I know what the outcome is going to be. But the reason why I put that challenge is for you to shut your mouth and show some respect. Because all black people in Chicago are not dangerous. And all black people in Chicago are not riding around doing drive-bys. There's some very educated and very quality blacks in Chicago. You'll be surprised. You need to stop around and hang out in Chicago a little bit. Thank you for listening. I leave you as I came before you. And the nation greeted words of peace and paradise. Assalamu alaikum, family. Peace.